And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here it's Lucas Johnson back with another episode of this coaching Carousel Dynasty here. I know it's been a little bit since we have been played with the UConn Huskies here in this coaching Carousel Dynasty, but we're back here in this season, and this is a game against Wake Forest, and of course I meant to hop in and play the game for you and get gameplay. But I had to kind of hop into this game a couple of times and wasn't actually recording this gameplay that I had here. And, I mean, you didn't really miss a lot. We kind of struggled in this game mightily. I mean, 62 points, that's pretty ridiculous. Our defense did not play very well, gave up 296 passing yards, over 100 rushing yards in this game. This is a look at the team stats for you. And we had 5 turnovers in this game. They only had 1, so we lost that turnover battle by quite a bit here. We had a fumble lost and then 4 interceptions, 581 total yards by the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in this game. So just a really bad game for us all around. I mean, defense did not play very well. Our offense was alright, but made way too many mistakes on the offensive side of the football here. And so, yeah, of course, it's frustrating that I didn't get the gameplay recorded for you guys there, and that is my bad there. But honestly, didn't miss a good game or anything. This game wasn't really that close all the way through. I mean, their quarterback was incredible. Backmeyer had a wonderful day. He had over 200 passer rating there, and this is probably one of Nick Evers' worst games of his season so far. He threw only 1 touchdown and had 4 interceptions, 21 of 35, 264 there through the air. And Cam Edwards in this game had 2 more rushing touchdowns, 8 carries, 89 yards. He ran the ball pretty well. I mean, only 8 carries is not enough for me and my liking. Victor Rosa also had a rushing touchdown in this game for us. But, you know, we weren't able to really run the ball very much because we were trailing the whole time in this football game there. And, I mean, they're running back 30 carries, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That is really bad. Our rushing defense was pretty porous in this game. A lot of big plays, and a lot of big plays in the passing game as well. I mean, some of these receiving stats for Wake Forest here are going to be pretty substantial just because of that. And you go to the receiving numbers here, and Josiah Gathering is actually probably one of his better games of his season so far. He had 5 catches, 82 yards. Most yards that he's probably had in a game this season. Victor Rosa had 4 for 48. Buckham had 4 for 64. TJ Sheffield had his 6th receiving touchdown of the year, I believe there. 3 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown. And Carousel had 3 catches for 32 yards. Skylar Bell had a catch for 11 yards. And then Cam Edwards had 1 catch for 6 there in this game as well. So, you know, overall, the ball spread around pretty well to pretty much everybody in the receiving core here. But, I mean, Deuce Alexander, wide receiver, he's only a freshman, and he is really good. He had a long of 56 and 126 total yards. That guy, Mauricio Fields, also had a touchdown through the air, 50 yards total. Tyler Morin had a 66-yard touchdown reception, and he had 82 yards total. Claiborne had a catch for 13 yards there. So we gave up a couple of big, long touchdown passes in this game as well. And, you know, obviously some of the turnovers led directly to points, but even if we didn't turn the ball over as much as we did, our defense just gave up way too many chunk plays for us to really stay in this game here. And we didn't get any sacks. We only forced 1 turnover. That was an interception by Malcolm Bell there in this game. And we forced it pretty early. We forced that turnover like in the first quarter of this game, I believe. And then just didn't force any others throughout the rest of the game. No fumbles or anything like that. No forced fumbles. But, you know, this defense here for Wake Forest, a lot that they were able to do in this game. 8 total tackles from a Bison. Jeremy Glasker had a tackle. But this guy, I mean, he was their best player ratings-wise. An 89 overall left end. I mean, a super solid player. Justine Davis had 4 sacks for them in this game and 7 tackles, 5 solo. I mean, he had a ridiculous game. And then Wyman there had 2 sacks. So 6 sacks in this game. Kidron Wyman had 2 of them as well. So we got pressured constantly in this game, it felt like, as well. And I just got taken down behind the line a whole bunch. And pressured, so the pressure did contribute to at least a couple of those interceptions as well. And, 4 interceptions for 4 different players here in this game. Capone Blue, Dylan Hazen, Evan Slocum there, senior corner. And then Jeremy Glasgow had a interception as well. So 4 interceptions by Wake Forest, 5 total takeaways. Yassine Davis had a forced fumble along with one of those sacks and had a fumble recovery. He actually scored a touchdown on his fumble because it was, he got a fumble recovery. It was way back in our own territory there. Evan Slocum also had a touchdown on the defensive end. He had a pick 6 in this game. So we did have 2 scoring touchdowns for them. But even if you take those away, we still weren't going to win this game. We just did not play good at all in this one. We punted 5 times in this game there. Skylar Bell had 109 kick return yards because he was returning a whole bunch of kicks because Wake Forest scored so much in this game. And, we were kind of in this game in the beginning. I mean, 14-21 after a quarter, but we give up, multiple touchdowns in basically every single quarter in this game except for the 4th. But, you got a pick 6 there. We had the touchdown really early on off of an interception that Wake Forest had, and then they had a pick 6, and then they had a fumble return that they took back to the house. And then we did score a touchdown again. Cam Edwards had a 9-yard touchdown run at the end of the first quarter there. A 1-yard run for them in the second quarter. We scored off of a Victor Rosa touchdown run. And then Wake Forest had a 65-yard pass from Bachmeyer. There's a TJ Sheffield, the touchdown at the beginning of the third quarter there. But then a 13-yard touchdown pass, a 56-yard touchdown pass to Deuce Alexander. And then they got a couple of field goals in the fourth quarter and 1 more touchdown for good measure here. So, yeah, not a great game for us in this one. We finished with 28 points, but we give up 62. And, yikes. I mean, yeah, again, you take away the 2 defensive scores that we forced had, or you're still far behind in this game. So that was a pretty bad loss for us. It is only our second loss of the season, though, so that's at least the good news. But we go into recruiting, and this is not good news for us. Josh, and we got a couple of guys there in the recruiting side of things that we were going after, and we weren't able to get them. We are 5-2 right now this season after that game, and we need 1 more win here to make a bowl game and secure that for Season 1, which is better than I expected. We are playing better than I thought we were going to this season there. Florida State is actually doing well in this year's sim here in this franchise, and very much the opposite of what's happening in real life for them right now. And Georgia beating Texas there as well. Big news from across the country here. But, 5-2 is way better than I expected us to be at this point in the season. But unfortunately, we had a couple of guys that committed to Army here on our recruiting board, and Josh Strahan was the guy that I was really wanting to go after. We scheduled a Week 9 visit for him. He unfortunately commits to Army here. Kerry Woods as well. We're in a battle right now with UConn for him. We are first right now on his board. And then Jamison Ware as well. We were trying to get him, and he's a left tackle from Broomfield, and he goes to Army also. So we have 135 points to work with, and this is a look at what a recruiting board is. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to put more than 50 points on a player. I wish I could do that because I would want to put more than 50 on Woods here, but I do not have the ability to do that right now. Chris Ernster, though, we are looking in pretty good shape for him right now. Syracuse is kind of gaining, but right now we are first for him, and he's about to be kind of getting close to his top 3. So, yeah, hopefully Chris Ernster, we can get him here. And we're actually going to put more points on Ernster, it looks like, here as we take away these 30 points. that he did have, and we're going to give him a full 50 points here. We're going all in on Chris Ernester. And good news here on Brian Poole, we have moved up to get in first for him. No other team has offered him a scholarship right now. Same thing with Angel Nash. So both of these guys very early in their respective battles. We're still, he's still not even narrowed it down to the top 8 yet, but we are now first for them, and we're still the only team offering anything for him right now. Unfortunately, we can't schedule a visit for George Schweitzer, and because we already have the max number of guys going, and that might cost us. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to get him if we can't get a visit for him, because the other 2 teams that we're in this battle with right now, Boston College and Syracuse, both of those teams have visit scheduled, but we're putting 50 points on him right now. Jaquez Lasso, we are first now for him as well. Nolan Cleveland, we're looking pretty good for him. We are first right now. He's an athlete, and we're going to go kind of all in on him. We're going to put more points on him. At least it looks like here we have a visit scheduled for him. And he's a 3-star gem from Windsor, Connecticut. We're going to put 50 points on him also. 70 points now to work with. Pauly, we are first for him right now. We're only putting 25 on him. First for David Homer as well. Sean Hurt, first for him, although Temple has been kind of gaining. They got a scholarship offer to him right now, and they're actually going after him. Jermaine Worthy, first for him. Nolan Waiters, we're losing that battle. We're second for him. Jeff Menzie has kind of taken off for his interest in Liberty. It looks like that's where he's going to go. It's all right, though, because we got another kicker that we are offered a scholarship to, and we're first for him. First for Anaku and Joji there. It doesn't look like we're going to be in that battle with Nick Hurley for very much longer. Colin Brumell, we're trying to get him as a cornerback. So we still don't have any commits yet this season. Here, Mitch Joji, we're trying to get a commitment for him right now, and we have 70 points left, and I was debating whether we schedule a visit for him or we put points on him here. And, we're still first place for him. I think we're going to schedule a visit for him, though. We only have one more opportunity to do it. JMU is our last home game of the season, actually, it looks like, here in Week 10. And we will schedule a visit for him here. We're going to do proximity to home. He really likes that about our school. So a Week 10 visit for Mitch George there, a wide receiver. I'm not sure how you say that, if you say the E on that name or not. Colin Brumell, we cannot schedule a visit for him, unfortunately. Wish we could do that. We're going to put 30 points on him, though, in our board, and see if we can if we can be more in that race for him right now. And so we're still in the battle, and yeah, I mean, Armour, we are right now first for him, and nobody else has offered him anything. So Menzie going to Liberty would not be that big of a deal for us. We still have that another punter lined up. So, I mean, I would assume, I really hope, and I think that we probably will get our first commit here very shortly, but hopefully some of these other recruiting battles we're going to actually be able to be involved in here as we're moving up, or we're refiguring our board there. But Nick Evers now, that touchdown-interception ratio is right at 1 here. 12 touchdowns now, 12 picks for him. Obviously, those are not amazing numbers. Cam Edwards has 12 rushing touchdowns now on the season. That's actually like second or third in the entire NCAA this season. He's been able to get in the end zone a ton. And, I mean, there's our really quick look at what some of these stats look like for us right now on the season. Price Yates, though, unfortunately has gotten hurt, so he's going to be out for the rest of the year, so he's not going to be able to add to his sack totals at all. But Bell has 2 interceptions. We have 5 interceptions as a team, and we haven't forced any fumbles, though, this whole season, it looks like. But now we're going to turn back. We're going to turn over to San Diego State, and this team right now is only 3-3 on the season. They are 1-1 in the Mountain West right now. And just look at some of their biggest players and some of their best guys here. And their biggest player is this right guard, Miles Moreo. He is their highest rated player here at an 86 overall, 4-star high school recruit. Great strength and impact blocking. Pretty decent run block. Good run block power, though. He's a little bit better pass blocker, though. That sits at 89. And he's got decent IQ. So, yeah, definitely a good offensive player for them, and I mean, he's going to be one of those guys. He's only allowed 1 sack this season, so, you know, a guy that is on that offensive line looking to protect the quarterback. And then Keenan Christian is their running back, their main running back here. He is an 81 overall. Pretty decent agility there. And decent change of direction. And then you look at his numbers. He only has 1 rushing touchdown on the year, though. So, I don't know. This team doesn't look like they're running the ball very much. And their roster is very similar to ours. I mean, we're basically the same in terms of our ratings here. Not a lot of guys over 80 overall. Their quarterback is A.J. Duffy. And, you know, he's got decent accuracy ratings there. His best is his short throw accuracy, sitting at 88. He's got good throw power, though, at 92. But the IQ for him isn't incredible. He's not a very mobile guy either. So, you know, this is a guy that I think our defense should be able to contain pretty well this season. As, yeah, not great quickness, only 75 speed there. And then his numbers on the season, I mean, 1,785 yards, 17 touchdowns to 5 interceptions here. The sophomore has been playing bad. I mean, those are good numbers, decent numbers for him here on the season. So we'll see if what our defense can do against him here. And look at San Diego State's record here. They won against FCS to begin the season. They lost a couple of games in a row against Oregon State and Cal. Beat Central Michigan. Lost to Hawaii pretty badly, actually. And then beat Wyoming, who's right now sitting at 3-4. So they're coming off of a win. They've been kind of, you know, back and forth, trading a little bit of wins and losses this season here. So we go into this game 5-2. 1 win away from a bowl game here. That's our goal in this episode. That's what we're trying to do right now. As here we go. It is game time. Here we are at home in this one against the Mountain West opponent, San Diego State. So I like putting them on the schedule. I think they're a team that's right where we're at, basically the same overall, and a lot of the same talent in terms of our rosters. There's not a lot separating us here. So here we go for UConn, their second to last home game, I think, of the season here, as they're getting their crowd fired up here, as a first play is a give here to Edwards, and not a lot of space there for Cam Edwards. He doesn't do really anything on that first play. 354 average yards allowed per game for us on the defensive side, 414 allowed by San Diego State this year. And that's a toss play. That's a good throw. Catch made by TJ Sheffield there. 20-yard strike from Evers to Sheffield over the middle. That's a great play on a slant pattern there. And a new set of downs. We're near midfield now. And Evers has a snap again. He's going to go over the middle. He's got another reception. That's a catch as well. Number 4. That's Rashida Gatherings. They're making that grab on a Levels route. And that underneath guy, he usually is open when I call that play. Now it's a 3rd and 8. We're going to go with a screen pass here. But we're not going to get a first down. And we're at the 32-yard line. Apparently we're right at the edge of field goal range here. And our coach wants us to go for it. So we're in early 4th down opportunity here. Going for it on 4th and 2. We change the play. Audible on the line. And we try to switch it up to a toss play to the outside. But number 58, Cody Moon, sheds the block that was set for him. And he takes us down behind the line of scrimmage. So a 4th down stop by San Diego State there. Ends our first drive. And that play, again, would have worked if our guys could have held their blocks here. And now it's another 4th down. 4th and extremely short here. And I choose to be more aggressive than not in those situations where we're got like a 4th and an inch. And we go out in a goal line set and we just run it right up the middle. And we do get that first down there. So a 4th down conversion on that play here. And it's a speed option play. And Edwards has a ton of space here on that play. Great toss to the outside. And Edwards is down to the 40-yard line. 38 passing yards, 38 rushing yards. Very well balanced. I like to see that here. First down and 10. No, and the pressure immediately coming from the side. Trey White comes in unblocked off of the edge. And the left end absolutely takes us down. An 8-yard loss on first down and 10. And a Texas route there. We get right back to the sticks. Right back to the marker. Victor Rosa with his second catch of the game there. Not an amazing throw by Evers here, but another third down situation. Third down and pretty long here. Trying to go to the outside, and that ball is caught. Okay, good catch by Nick Harris there. 13-yard reception. Kind of a little bit more of a dangerous throw in between some defenders there. As backing way up, and this pass, and going to the outside. Buckham there. Actually, no, that's Victor Rosa there on the outside running that out route, and the throw took a while to get to him, but it does eventually get to him when he makes the catch there, and we're going to the end of this first quarter. You know, overall, I mean, only 2 possessions so far. We're kind of dominating time of possession, it looks like, in this game, but Cam Edwards, 29 yards, 50 on 5 carries, already 60 rushing yards for their running back here. And, you know, I think San Diego State kind of went down the field. They weren't able to score, obviously, but going to the outside here. That is dropped. Incomplete. Breck Buckham had a first down and goal right there, but he doesn't make the catch. So it's a 4th down and 10. We're going for a field goal, and this kick is way off. I guess I overcorrected right there, and that kick by Freeman was pretty terrible. So that is very frustrating. Man, I mean, that should have been a scoring drive. That kick is way off to the left. And San Diego State gets the football off of that, and they have a 3 and out. They don't do anything with their chance here, and that's a catch there on the punt. And Sheffield takes it down to midfield, basically. We've got a lot of yards in this game so far. No points to show for it, though. 2 drives going inside of San Diego State territory, but no points. A 4th down stop and a missed field goal. That's a great throw to TJ Sheffield again, connecting with him on a slant pattern. He's got 2 catches for almost 40 yards already. So 1st down and 10. It's another toss play. This play is gonna be good as he's got the edge and down near the 10-yard line. A huge run right there. Another good one for Cam Edwards. He's got 54 yards so far already. Running the football well with him. 2nd down and 8. Man in motion here. Go to the outside. It's caught. Oh, almost beat out that defender. If he would have got in the end zone. That is TJ Sheffield. Another catch for him. 3rd down and 1. From the 3, it's a run right up the gut. And 1st down yardage. Yes, indeed. 1st down yardage for Cam Edwards. Now it's 1st and goal from the 1. Edwards sitting at a total of 12 touchdowns on the season. Man in motion here on this 1st down and goal play. It's a toss to the outside, and there is nobody there on the edge. An easy touchdown. In untouched is Cam Edwards. Leaned on him on that drive, gave him the football often, and he gets in the end zone for another score. Number 13 on the season for Cam Edwards this year. Again, one of the top touchdown getters in the nation. Look at this run by Victor Rosa, breaking a couple of tackles and getting all the way down and out to midfield. Wow, that run was crazy from Victor Rosa. The best run of the game. Run of about 15 to 20 yards on that play. The first play of this drive here, midway, already 6 minutes left in this quarter. That's a throw wide open. Oh man, Josiah Gatherings was wide open there. He had a huge gain right there, but Evers, that throw was offline. So now a 2nd down and 10 again. There's another open receiver trying to connect with Gatherings again here. Gatherings running a curl route there on the right side of the field and not able to connect on 2nd down. So now it's 3rd down and 10 and trying to take a deep shot here, but there's a safety there on the edge that runs over, knocks that football away, and we have to punt it. San Diego State does get a field goal off of their punt there, so they're finally on the board here in this game. And already under 3 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter, both offenses have been kind of meandering on in this game. Not a lot to show for it there. There's a good gain of about 12 or 13 by Victor Rosa. That's actually probably his longest run of the game there, 13 yards on that play. And play action here. It's a play action screen pass to Sheffield. Sheffield's got a block. Sheffield's got the edge, and he's got down inside of the 40. And on the move again is UConn here inside of San Diego State territory down to the 35-yard line. And we're going to get to the 2-minute warning here in this game, as we want to use the clock wisely here. And scrambling outside is Evers. He has got some space now, working around the defensive lineman, and he actually gets a huge positive gain. That was a gain of about 10-15 yards right there, scrambling outside the numbers. So now it's a 2nd and 8 from the 15. Screen pass here to Rosa. He's got the edge, and he's going to get near the first down marker on that screen pass. Right out the edge of the first down yardage here, and it's now a 1st down and goal. We ran it on 3rd down and inches, and we got it. Going to the back of the end zone, though, and throwing an interception. Not a good throw, and a bad decision here near the goal line, as that's Tanner Lutuli there in the end zone making a play on the ball and picking it off. And, I mean, just a bad decision right there. Way too many defenders in the area. You got to go short with that. And another good drive that just ends in a big missed opportunity for us on offense. So San Diego State does get another field goal here. And they don't have a lot of points, but they do have 6 now. They're only down by 1. And that is going to be incomplete, actually. No, it's caught, but very short. Just a little tiny bit short here on 4th down and inches. And we're just going to sneak it here with Evers there, as, I mean, 12 yards for him on the ground. But he wanted to get that 1st down. I mean, that was, you know, just inches away. And now we give it back to Edwards here. And Edwards has got a good game there. He's got 71 yards. He had 89 yards on only, 8 carries again in the game against Wake Forest. This is a toss play to the outside, and that play does not work at all. That one is stopped way behind the line. A loss of 6 on that play. So now it's 3rd down and 16. And going with a screen pass here, trying to run behind our offensive lineman there. Number 77, trying to get behind him, but we weren't able to. And so we're not able to get a 1st down there. So San Diego State gets the ball back, and they, guess what, get another touch, and they get another field goal, and so they're ahead now, 9-7, and that's a throw over the middle, trying to get it to the out route, I believe, trying to get it to Harris there, and that is Chris and Brady Anderson there making a play and picking it off again. So another interception, this time by the middle linebacker here. And kind of some pressure in his face, but trying to go to the in route here. Anderson was just sitting there back in coverage. And that's a bad throw right there. And Nick Evers, I mean, 6 interceptions now in his last 2 weeks. He is kind of struggling, and San Diego State is going to score off of that turnover. So he's on a cold streak right now. He's not playing very well. That's a give right up the middle. Good run by Rosa there. That was a 15-yard gain. His best carry of the day, actually. Now 2nd down and 10. And a shallow route. We're going to get it to the outside and get Victor Rosa with the catch. I mean, Victor Rosa can kind of do it all for us. He's a pretty good wide receiver, and we're able to get him on the ground, and he's able to run the ball pretty well. I really like throwing it to him, and I like having him on the team here. That's to the outside. It's caught here, but there's a flag out, and that's a drive killer. That is brutal. It's a penalty against us there, and that's going to push us back. So take away the 1st down on that play. Now it's the 3rd down and 10. The 3rd quarter is already winding down here, and trying to go over the middle to Rosa here on a Texas route, and it's not going to be completed. It's going to be covered there by the defensive end who breaks the play up. Well, so now we have the football again, and I'm not sure exactly what happened here, but we have the ball inside of San Diego State territory already. I can't remember if there was a turnover that happened on that play or what, but we got the ball in great field position. Can we take advantage of it here? That's the question, though. We go short to Buckham, who's got some open space and gets to the marker again. 1st down for us here, and I mean, this is a huge drive for us here in this 4th quarter. We go to the outside on a screen play again, and Sheffield's got the catch. Not a lot for him in the 2nd half. Mainly, he got most of his yards in the 1st half of this game. But 1st and 10, we go to the pitch to the outside. Edwards has some space, and there he goes! Edwards is into the end zone again. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Cam Edwards. 14th of the year. And UConn only down by 2 with an extra point here upcoming. Wow, big toss play to the outside here. Great blocking setup on the outside. And Edwards gets all the way into the end zone. Great play right there. And finally, a drive that ends in points for us. We have had some great drives in this game, but we've had some drives that have been ended. One on a turnover, another on a 4th down stop. I mean, we just have had drive-killing opportunities in this game. And, I mean, we were able to move the ball pretty well. That's a great catch by Buckham there on the outside. He's got that great reception. Now it's 1st down and 10. Trying to go deep with it, and it is intercepted. Trying to go to the outside with a, trying to connect on a corner route, and that's not going to work. Chris Johnson is there out in coverage, and he picks it off. That's a huge play. Now can our defense come up with a stop? Well, that's what we need them to do right now. 3rd down and 6, and a fumble. Oh, wow. Okay, our defense actually comes up with a turnover. That is absolutely huge. Bailing us out big time there on that play. And now a run to the outside. Edwards has some space there. That's a good play. He is going to get right next to the 1st down marker. 2nd down and 1. 2nd and super short here. That's a give up the middle. Edwards has got a 1st down. And now that clock is ticking. We're going to take every second off of it that we can right now. 3 minutes left in this game. We're trying to run the ball here, and we're trying to do a speed option, and that we don't get the option out quick enough as it goes all the way back behind the line, and that's a loss of 14 on that play. Just lucky that we ended up picking the ball up there. So now a 3rd down and 13, and that was a dangerous pass, man. You cannot throw another pick in this situation. Dangerous throw, and we have to settle here for a field goal. Now, this is on me. You're going to see what happens on this play here. We actually accidentally called a fake. That was on me there. I pressed the wrong button as we went into the field goal screen there. I pressed the far right button instead of the normal field goal. So that was totally my fault there. I just totally pressed the wrong button. And that was a bad play call for us. But luckily, thank goodness, our defense actually gets a stop. I mean, that was huge. Our defense doesn't allow San Diego State to drive down the field at all. But look at this play here on 1st down. What a big toss to the outside, and a deep in route there is caught by Sheffield. One play into this driver almost already immediately into field goal range. Huge throw by Evers. Now a run by Edwards. That's not going to go anywhere. We only get a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9. As huge play. We only need to get one more 1st down basically to get into field goal range. Toss to the outside. That is caught on the outside by Nick Harris. Good catch through some contact there. 2nd down and 2 at the 33-yard line. It looks like we're within the range of Chris Freeman here, our kicker, running up the middle. That's a 1st down. And now with only 30 seconds left, we still have 2 timeouts. We're hurrying up to the line. We want to get a couple more plays in, make this as short as we can, and actually try to center this football here for our kicker, as that's a run to the outside and a gain of about 6. So we call a timeout here, and looks like we're going to run it up the middle here. We're going to get this kick absolutely centered here, as centered as we possibly can get it. 3rd down and 1, but we're going to let this clock tick. Chris Freeman, we're within his field goal kicking range for sure here. He's got actually 90 kicking power. But we call a timeout with 3 seconds left, and this is for the game. And San Diego State is going to call a timeout to try and ice us here. But with 3 seconds left, here we go. 3rd down and 1. This is a big field goal to get us a win and secure a bowl game for us here in this season. Freeman, the snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. It is good. Chris Freeman walks up a bowl game appearance for the UConn Huskies. They pull it out here late in this game over San Diego State. And despite quite a lot of mistakes on our team here with the interceptions and missed 4th down conversion and all the 3 interceptions, somehow we pulled this one out. Our defense played a huge game, came up with some absolutely monster stops in this one for us. And Cam Edwards had another great game. He had 2 rushing scores. And UConn takes home a huge victory in this one. So that does secure our 6th win of the year, and that will get us a chance for a bowl game. I'm pretty sure that's basically locked down now. A bowl game appearance for the UConn Huskies here in year 1. And we still have a lot more left in this season. I mean, only 8 games in. We still have 5 more games left in this season, I believe. Or maybe 4 more games left in this season. But, yeah, I mean, you're looking at the offensive numbers. And, I mean, we pretty much dominated a lot of these stats here in this game. I mean, 435 yards of total offense. We had 150 yards rushing in this game on the ground. 2 touchdown scores. And, you know, we had 40 passes in this game as well. 26 of 40 for the quarterback. 285 passing yards. But, I mean, San Diego State ran the ball pretty well, pretty effectively in this one. 135 yards rushing. And then passing yards, he had 145 for San Diego State in this one. Not a lot of passing yards there. Pretty bad on 3rd downs in this game for them. Only 4 of 14. We weren't amazing. We were decent there. About 50% for 6 of 14. And 2 of 4 on 4th down conversions in this game. But, yeah, that turnover differential keeps getting worse for us in this game here. We only were 40% in the red zone in this one. But, yeah, that turnover ratio keeps getting worse here for us as we turn it over 3 more times today. I'm going to lose the turnover battle by 2. But the 1 turnover that we did actually get was absolutely huge because that set up our 2nd scoring touchdown of the game for us. But 3 interceptions, and we actually didn't. I thought we won the time of possession, but we actually didn't in this game. That's kind of surprising to me. But Nick Evers, you know, I mean, last week was really bad, a bad game for him. This week was just not a lot better. I mean, only 109 rating, a 65% completion percentage, no touchdowns through the air, 3 more picks. He's got 15 now on the season and 285 passing yards total. I mean, you know, I know most of these interceptions are definitely my fault. And overall, I think Nick Evers really hasn't played too terribly considering, you know, who is actually controlling him right now. I still need to improve in my decision-making through the air. A.J. Duffy only had 9 completions in this game, 145 yards. Cam Edwards, 25 attempts on the ground, 112 yards. Rushing, he had 2 touchdowns as well. And, yeah, another great game for him. I mean, he's actually, honestly, been one of the best running backs in the entire country this season. That is how good he has been. It's been really crazy and awesome to watch him this year. I'm excited to see what he will develop into in the offseason, assuming that he stays around and doesn't graduate. I don't think he will. Victor Rosa had 42 yards rushing as well in this game, actually. And Keenan Christian, I mean, they gave him the ball a ton in this one. 37 carries for him, 149 yards, and a touchdown. He had a pretty good day running the football. They just kept feeding him the rock. As Brown has one rush. Nobody else really ran the football very much at all. And you see on the receiving side of things, Victor Rosa and Sheffield absolutely pretty much dominated the running game in this one for us, or the receiving game. Rosa had 9 catches. Sheffield had 8. Sheffield another over 100-yard receiving game. I believe that's his 3rd or 4th. Over 100-yard receiving game in this season here so far. And 92 receiving yards for Victor Rosa as well. Harris had 24 receiving yards, 4 reception. Buckham had 45 receiving yards as well in this one. And to look at receiving for San Diego State, not a lot of guys were catching anything because only completed 9 passes, but there's a look at their receiving numbers. And then you look at the defensive numbers. Tuaya Fuenema Brown had 1.5 sacks in this one. We had, looks like 2 or 3 sacks in total here in this game. Yeah, 3 sacks in total. in this one. He also had 12 tackles and 11 solo tackles. Fuenama Brown had a pretty ridiculous game, all things considered, actually. Javon Banks had a sack as well, and then Jack Barton had a sack. Jelani Stafford had a half sack, and it looks like he got injured in this game, though, unfortunately. As there's a look at what our defense did. And our defense overall played pretty well. I'm very pleased with what our defense was able to do in this game. Jack Barton forced a fumble. He also recovered a couple of them in this game for us. And, you know, I mean, especially when we threw the interception there, our third interception of the game, that was a huge stop that our defense had to come up with, and they got that one. And then when we have that fake field goal, that was, I mean, again, not a good play for me. That was a mistake on my part in play calling, but, you know, even after that, they got a big stop, and that was huge for us to get for sure. But you look at the interceptions, you got Tanner Luteli with a pick, Chris Johnson with a pick as well, and then another pick here by Anderson. Brady Anderson, I believe, was his name. And Chris Johnson, quarterback, and middle linebacker Brady Anderson getting another interception. So, you know, this is definitely an area that I just have to do better at. You know, you look at the roster, and it really doesn't make sense for anybody other than Freeman here. Chris Freeman was 1 for 2 in this game. Missed a pretty easy field goal, but ended up getting the biggest one that mattered there at the very end. The field goal that won the game for us. But you look at our roster, and honestly, we just don't have anybody else. Like Joe Fangino. I know Joe Fangino has kind of been the quarterback for UConn this season in real life. But in this game, he's pretty significantly lower rated than Nick Evers is. And I think there's a couple of throws in this game that Nick Evers should have made that he didn't in this one. But, you know, overall, I mean, honestly, most of the throws, most of the interceptions are just me not being able to play the game very well. So I really, you know, 15 picks is a lot, but I don't really think he's played as bad as those interception numbers show you because of just, you know, me needing to read defenses a little bit better. And we're still winning. I mean, that's the most important thing. I'm not going to take him out when our team is 6-2 right now. But we go into recruiting news, and unfortunately, not great news. We knew that Jeff Menzie was probably not going to commit to us. We kind of gave up on that race. But Kerry Woods, as well, the quarterback that we're going after, ends up going to UMass. So still no new commits for us here this season, as that was a Defensive Player of the Week. We got a Independent Player of the Week there on our defensive side of the ball. So congratulations for him there. But, man, Ohio State, that's a massive loss for them this season. Number 1 versus number 2 in the nation. That's a pretty big game right there. Michigan and Oregon, they both look like they've been undefeated this year. But we are 6-2 now on the year, and we have locked up a bowl game appearance. And, I mean, we still have, again, 4 games left. So I don't expect us to win all 4, the rest of our 4 games this season. But I do think that we... You know, this is a successful year. Kind of, I mean, obviously we don't want to lose the next 4 games. That would make it a lot less successful. But I think overall this is going to be a very successful year for us, as we have to take that guy off the board. But Chris Ernster, we are first for him right now, and I think we're probably going to get a commit from him pretty soon. I would think here we're first for him. It looks like he might be our first commit for us. Unfortunately, George Schweitzer is now favoring Boston College, who has stolen about 4 or 5 of our prospects here, and we can't schedule a visit for him. We don't have any more home games to play. This is going to be, actually, our homecoming game will be against JMU. I didn't realize that our last home game was in Week 10, but, yeah, we're not going to be able to get him. Nolan Cleveland is favoring Army as well. I don't know why Army is a guy is interested in so many of our teams. They took 2 of our prospects last week, and now Nolan Cleveland is favoring them. That is unfortunate. I really would want to win that race. He's a gem, 3-star guy. Brian Poole, we're getting in first for him. We got more updates on Nash. I mean, those guys won't commit to us for probably a while, though. We're not going to get commits from those guys very soon, but we are first for them. We're the only team offering scholarships to them right now. Colin Brumell, we are yeah, we're behind right now in that race. We might have to up the points on him. And now Paulie, I don't think there was a lot of interest in him before, but now we have 3 teams that have given him a contract or offer. And then Syracuse here has taken over for first place in this race for this wide receiver here from New Jersey, this 3-star guy. And we're going to have to put some points on him right there to compete with Syracuse. We're putting 50 on Mitch George here to try and get him and secure him. I really like where his skill is at, and I think he will be a great wide receiver for us to get. Sean Hurt there, it doesn't look like we're going to get him as he's ready to commit very soon to UMass. I think that was the team there that was on the top. Nolan Waiters, we could probably get him still, I think, but we're second for him right now. Gordon Coker, we're just not in this race very much at all. And Jeff Menzie committed to Liberty, so we take him off our board. Hyde, we're first for him. Anuku, we are first for him as well. And first for Brzezinski. I mean, I think our recruiting class is probably going to end up not that terrible. Bobby Parks are first for him. We just don't have a lot of guys that are ready to commit immediately right now. And obviously, you know, only having one recommit isn't great. That's obviously you want at least a couple of commits, 2 or 3 at this point in the season. I mean, we're already in week 10. So recruiting has been a little bit difficult for me in this season. And some of these tighter races against some of these teams, we haven't been able to win these races very much, despite us playing pretty well and having a 5-2 record. That has not really helped us in the recruiting battle all that much. And here we are trying to spread our points around, and we're going to take some points off of Homer here. We don't have, and nobody else is offering for him right now, it looks like exactly. And we're going to put 15 on to Nolan Waiters here at least. We're going to try and get back in first place in this race for him, as we're moving him up in our recruiting board. And yeah, we're fighting with Boston College right now for him. And we're going into the recruiting board here, and I think we just need to add some more guys to our board. Again, no commits right now, but we're looking at 23 players on our board. And I don't know if we're going to get all these guys. We're not going to get all 23 of them, obviously. So we looked at the recruiting board here, and we're going to take some points off of Paulie. We just added Maxwell Vernon onto our board. He's an athlete, scrambler quarterback here. We're actually in his top 8 right now, but nobody has offered him a scholarship at the moment. So we're going to give him a scholarship, and we're going to have him try and be a late addition to our team and to what we're trying to do. And we're going to offer a scholarship to Luis Lozano as well. Only a 1-star strong safety, but again, nobody else has offered to him, and I think, you know, that'll be pretty good if we can offer him to him. He probably would. I don't know. I think we're going to probably get him pretty soon if we show interest in him, because nobody else is right now at the moment. And we have 10 points to spend here in our coaching tree. So I go to the recruiter tab here, and I mean, I think we just need to unlock some of these players and some of these groups here right now. We just need to be able to do this, and we need to be able to scout guys faster. So we gave 5 points in the recruiting there for being able to scout quarterbacks faster. And I was thinking about putting points maybe in, you know, tactician. That's where most of our points have been spent on our guy right now. But I just think that right now we need some more. We need some more points in recruiting, and so we're going to make it easier to scout wide receivers here. We're going to put 5 points onto that, coins or whatever they are. They look like coins to me, but we'll put 5 on that. And super quick glance at the top 25, but 6-2 in the overall season. And going to the bowl projections here, I wanted to see where we were at, and I mean, obviously it's super early in the bowl projections, and we just got our 6th win of the year. Ford International in this sim is actually doing really well. They have like a 6-2 record right now. That's the exact opposite of what is happening in our franchise with them at the moment. But I didn't see us. We're not here in this list of bowl projections, so I don't really know why we're not in this list right here. I mean, we have 6 wins right now. We're guaranteed a spot. We're guaranteed a bowl game matchup, and yet we are nowhere to be found. So I don't know. Maybe we'll show up sometime here later on in the season. If we get more wins, we'll show up there. But this is a look at what our schedule looks like for next time. In next episode, we have James Madison, 5-3 right now on the season, and then the UAB Blazers, who are 5-2 on the season. Both of these teams with their winning record, both of these teams look pretty decent. So might be kind of a tough episode here next week. We're going to try and get that, and then we're going to finish the season against Syracuse and UMass to finish the year. So we have 2 more episodes left of year 1, or maybe 3 regular season episodes of year 1 left, because I will be playing, this team will be making a bowl game, so we'll play a bowl game, and that'll be its own separate episode there for you. But next week we'll have James Madison and UAB for you here, as the Huskies get a 1-1 in this episode, and are now 6-2 overall on the season. So thank you guys so much for watching this one. You've been listening to Lucas Johnson, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me and more stuff and more content like this on this YouTube channel. Next time we're going to come out with a MLB The Show 22 video here. That'll come out sometime next week. So thank you guys so much for watching this one. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I will see you all very soon. God bless.